Right, so this is what you need to make delicious nettle beer. The main ingredients are just nettles, sugar, some lemon juice or some citric acid, and some yeast. All you do is mix this up with some water, and after a few weeks and a bit of hard work, you end up with delicious beer. Right, when you're looking for your nettles, you want to find a big clump of them, which is away from a roadside, away from usual dog trails. This one's perfect. You want to be looking for nettles which don't have curled up leaves, which might show they've just been sprayed, in which case they'll taste disgusting. All you need to collect your nettles is a glove and a carrier bag. Any old shopping carrier bag will do fine. So 2 minutes later, I've got a full carrier bag full of nettles and I'm ready to make some beer. I'm going to stick my nettles into my saucepan and then give it a quick rinse with some cold water to get rid of all the bugs and any dust. So I'm just going to rinsing off my nettles here just to get rid of all the bugs and any dust which is on it. Just going to drain this out and do this twice, and then the nettles be ready for simmering. So I've just filled up my pan with 1 gallon or about 4.5 litres of cold water with the nettles, and now I'm going to simmer them for about 10 to 15 minutes just to release all the flavours from them. So I'm just going to stick it onto the hot. Stick the lid on so it'll be a little bit quicker. I'll leave that for a few minutes to do its stuff. Now, whilst I'm waiting for that to warm up, I might as well tell you about a book I really recommend. It's one of the River Cottage handbook range by John Wright. Absolutely fantastic book, loads of inspiration for different homebrew recipes. If you don't have it already, I highly recommend it. Really well priced, and yeah, certainly worth a go. All sorts of random things in there. Right, let's see how these nettles are doing. Oh, just going to get started. So to make your nettle beer, all you'll need is the following. You'll need 450 grams of sugar, a scales to weigh it accurately, a teaspoon, citric acid or lemon juice, sterilizer, and super wine yeast. Other people use beer yeast, but I recommend using wine yeast because I'm going to do the fermentation in a 2-stage process. We'll also need an air stop and a demijohn. Right, it's been going about 10 minutes now, and let's just see how it's doing. Oh yeah, it's definitely getting there. A few more minutes, this will be done. Right, so whilst it's still bubbling away, I'm just going to get my yeast going. So this is my super wine yeast. I just need 1 heaped teaspoon, teaspoon of the sugar I've weighed out. I'm just going to put some warm water in there to get it going. So I'm going to make up a little bit. And I'm just going to give it a little stir to get it all going, and that should start to froth. I'm going to add this at the final stage once I've got my nettle tea, which is bubbling away there. Once that's in there, I'll add my yeast. Right, so the nettles are finished boiling. And all I've done is pour the water into another bowl so it's clear of the nettles, and to that I'm going to add my sugar and my 450 grams of sugar and 2 teaspoons of citric acid powder, or 2 whole lemons juices to that. Right, so all I've done is transfer the nettle beer into the demijohn, and now I'm just going to wait for it to cool down to a lukewarm temperature, and then I'll add my yeast starter. I don't want to add the yeast when it's too hot, because it will just kill the yeast off if I add it to the near boiling beer at the moment. Right, so here are the nettle beers after 2 weeks of fermenting. As you can see, all the cloudiness has fallen to the bottom, and the bubbles have stopped bubbling away as fast as they used to. The odd one every now and again is fine. So what we're looking for is just get rid of all the really bad sediment which was there to begin with, which it has. And now we're going to bottle it. So what you want to do is sterilise your pop top bottles using some steriliser, something like this. Just follow the instructions on the back and you'll be good to go. Stick it into your various bottles and drain them out, and you're good to go. Right, so I've now finished sterilising all my bottles and they're ready to have the nettle beer added. Now, one of the bits of kit which I found really useful recently is this siphon. All it is a bit of polypropylene tubing, but it has this telescopic function, so you can raise and lower the length of it, and also it has this nifty cap on the end, so when this end goes into the bottom of the demijohn, it doesn't suck up all the sediment, which is quite nifty. So if you're going to make a fizzy beer or champagne, make sure you use a bottle which can withstand the pressure if the liquid's going to finish fermenting in the final bottle. These pop top bottles are fine. Don't be tempted to use a washed out wine bottle like this, just a flat wine bottle, because this will pop after a few days and throw glass all over the place and also ruin your carpet. A normal polypropylene Coke bottle or something would also be fine if you didn't have pop top bottles. Right, so when you're ready to bottle, you want to put the siphon into your demijohn and make sure all your bottles are in one place so you can grab them quickly and then put them somewhere else out of the way, because what you don't want to do is spill beer all over. So you're going to see here, this is the nifty siphon with the cap on the end. So the cap on the end goes into the sediment, but when the liquid gets siphoned off, it doesn't suck from the very bottom, but from the top of that cap. So you get nice clear beer instead of really horrible tasting cloudy stuff. Right, so the siphon's in, and all to do is to prime it by just sucking on the end of the tube and then putting your thumb over it, then just dropping down and then filling it up, like so. And you also get a cheeky little taste as well. You want to leave about 2 inches from the top to allow a bit of head space. That's all there is to it. Right, so the nettle beer has been bottled, and as you can see, it's pretty nice and clear. Would have no qualms drinking that. Now all we have to do now is add half a teaspoon of sugar to each of these bottles. So that's to allow it to finish fermentating or fermenting even, in the bottle. This will mean it will build up CO2 in the bottle. I mean, when the bottle's opened, it will fizz just like a nice beer. So when adding the sugar, it's got a little tip. If you use a bit of foil, it's a lot easier to get into the top of the bottle using a bit of bent over foil than it is trying to use a teaspoon directly into the top. Now all we need to do is repeat that process, and then just put the tops on and leave it for a few days, and it'll be ready to drink. Right, so it's a few days later, and now it's the moment of truth. Let's see how this nettle beer's turned out. Nice bit of carbonation, nice little fizz when I opened it. Nice clear nettle beer, it's just what we want. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Oh yes. Now, how does this taste? Oh, that's pretty damn nice. You've got to have a go at this.